Call this meeting to order, determine there's a quorum present. Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Nettleton, Commissioner Flores, and myself, we have a quorum. Y'all will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Flores, if you please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second. Have motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0, and we're getting one person right now. Is this one? For citizens' comments.
Sorry, sir? I apologize. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I didn't finish it.
No, you're good. As long as you got your name on it, and then I fill it in, fill out the rest while you're speaking. Mr. Rivas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have one person, citizens' comment. Mr. Juan Rivas, you're up, Mr. Rivas.
Yes, sir. My name is Juan Jose Rivas. I live in Moreno Valley subdivision. We are present this morning to respectfully ask you to contact the law firm that Valverde County hired in 2010 to compile the Valverde County Road map binder. This binder includes all the county roads and a list of county maintained roads or CR. Old Foster Road in the Moreno Valley subdivision is on that list. The law firm is Allison Bass and Associates LLP. And their phone number is 512-482-0701. We are confident that either attorney could probably confirm that Old Foster Road is a county maintained road. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? Ma'am? Yeah, go ahead.
Just a couple of things really quick. Number one, I'll be real
Can I
quick.
speak? It's like you already up. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you said, okay. All right, my name is Sandra Fuentes, co-chair of the board organization. A couple of things. Number one, I have this list that Mr. Rivas is alluding to. And on this list is my street, which is Pack Saddle Circle out of Bell Run. And on this list, it says Pack Saddle Circle, CR, County Road, to be maintained. If you look up, about 9 streets up, there's Old Foster Road. Same description, CR, road to be maintained. Okay, that's issue number one. I wanted to mention this to you this morning. The second thing is that I think every single one of you in the Commissioners Court at one time or another have committed to the board organization in our accountability sessions that if elected, you would change the meeting time. It is very hard. A lot of the people from Moreno Valley work in the school district. They're back in school and they can't be here. I think Mr. Rivas took time off from his personal work to be here. So please, just a reminder of your commitment that you would change the meeting times to the evening. It's really hard for people to come to your morning meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving monthly reports from elected officials. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries. Number 7, approving bills for payment. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0. Motion carries. Item number 8, discussion possible actions to approve the auditor's report. Second motion. Have a second?
Yes, sir.
Have a second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 9, discussion possible action on the following certification of revenue. Texas Association of Counties Sheriff lightning storm, $15,256.04.
No,
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
then Gov Deals Fire Department, $2,650. Yes, sir.
Okay. On the 15,000, we did have 77,000 expenses, so it looks like we're gonna have an over $10,416 that you can, your discretion, but anywhere I would advise against putting into the insurance fund, because then it would just probably sit there. So this is from the good work that Joanna and risk management did, and they went and they procured payroll and they procured all of that reimbursement from TAC.
I'll make a motion to approve and put the additional in contingency.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. And the Gov Deals Fire Department, the 26, that will go into.
That'll go back into the fire department.
Okay, have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 10, discussion possible action on the following budget adjustments. $630 from Human Resource Supply to Human Resource, capital outlay, the purchase of a Canon camera and accessories.
Move.
Have a motion? I need a second.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. B, IT Department, $2,825 from travel and training and office supply.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, Commissioner
Second.
Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Are you
Aye.
tracking all of these?
We are?
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item C, $54,600 from contingency to sheriff's doctor's, medication.
I'll make a motion to approve, and then we're gonna have to move some money to do that.
What, we don't, there's 35,000 and change, 36. There was $35,000 that we had set aside for a bucket truck that's in contingency. So if we take that $35,000 that we were gonna use for a bucket truck, put it back in, we're at $70,000 and change. That would take care of this, and then take care of another thing that's coming up. The bucket truck, we have several ideas on how to accomplish that, and if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and talk about that, after the meeting to try to get that done.
Okay.
But we need the $35,000 from contingency that was set
Motion to
aside.
approve, take the bucket truck off of the encumbered and put it back in to the.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton,
Second.
second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Treasurer's report, we have no action needed on number 11. Item 12, discussion of possible action to request amendment number 1 to Colonia SHC contract number 7220043 and authorize county judge to sign, supporting resolution and such subsequent. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carried 5-0. Item 13, report on completion of SHC contract number 7217013 and authorize county judge to sign, the project completion report. I have a motion,
Second.
Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 14, discussion matters related. Our numbers are going up. We have 1,079 active cases. The good thing is that ever since this thing started, we have over 20,000 individuals that had been COVID positive and recovered. New cases from the last time, 418. There are, glad to report, no new deaths. The clinic that you had asked for, they're working on some of that.
Thank you.
And again, it's one of those deals that we've been working with the guard, and now we're gonna have to probably do it by ourselves.
Judge, I've got a question concerning the COVID. It seems that now the people that are testing positive, this virus, this COVID, I mean, it's not as strong as it was 2 years ago or so. Is that true?
The variants,
That's what I hear.
the variants are not as bad. You're correct. You've had a lot of other people though that, have been vaccinated, have taken the second shot, and then some of them have even taken the booster. All that's helped.
It's helped out.
It's helped. And the ones that have gotten COVID before, if they've gotten COVID again, it doesn't seem like it's definitely not as bad.
Yeah.
So, one of the things though that we are seeing is that the individuals that are positive, they're not staying away from everybody. like they used to. It's like we're positive and,
They're not as scared as
well,
they were 2 years ago.
and when you look at the numbers and the individuals, you can sort of go back and say, okay, well, that one was positive, and they or he or she, they've been to these different places and these parties.
Her granddaughter's had it twice.
Mhm.
She just tested positive, but, you know.
And here with us, we have people that are missing right now, or out of work. There's a couple of them, either that they've tested positive or their family members have tested positive, so they're home. Luckily, a couple of them that are out right now, they're able to work from home, but we do have one of the departments that, there's 3 of them in the department, and 2 of them are home. So, yeah. Any other concerns or questions on item 14? Item 15, discussion on immigrants. They're still coming. We don't have as many as individuals coming across in the Comstock and Val Verde. In the Comstock and Del Rio sector, or Val Verde County, that we do have in the counties below us. You know, and even the county above us, I think even Terrell's getting hit pretty hard, but, you know, they don't seem to come out in the news as much as Eagle Pass and Kinney. But their numbers are high. I think the numbers that we had looked at, Sheriff, or the numbers that you had sent, were somewhere in that 180, 190 people a day in the Val Verde County area. And you'd go from here, from the edge of Val Verde County going south to Webb County, they're over 1,200 a day. It's the numbers. So, yeah, it's a drastic change. But, yeah.
Good for us, bad for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other concerns on item 15, discussion on immigrants? Item 16, discussion on possible action to approve 2 proposals from Century Security Service for the women's shelter facility. There's a cost of $1,106, and then there's a monthly cost of $48.50. It's for some sensors and the wireless doorbell and some other stuff, some panic buttons that they've never had there.
They have money in their budget for this?
No, it would have to come out of contingency.
There's no money left.
It's 1,100 and something. Yeah, it is.
We'll go ahead and spend it. We'll go ahead and spend it now. We don't have any money finished the year.
Motion to approve and, get the money from contingency.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against?
Aye.
Huh? You're against?
I think we can wait till next year's budget.
Okay, 4-1. Motion carries. Item 17, discussion possible action on approving the amendment
Let's go back to
2020.
that.
Sir?
How many people are in there on a daily basis?
You have anywhere from 0 to about 2. I can tell you that here lately, we've had, none.
How long does the person stay?
It could vary. We try to get them out as soon as possible. The longest that's anybody stayed has been a couple of months, but that is very, very rare.
I just think that it's a, you know, it's a shelter, it's a facility, and it needs all the security it can get.
Well, I agree with security. I'm
You know,
just wondering why we can't wait 45 days to do it.
But it ain't a whole lot of money,
I understand.
so.
No, in an answer to the question, we're actually working, we're gonna end up trying to put it back out for another contract. There is, 2 entities that are looking at it. We had a meeting scheduled, this week, but I think it's been canceled for the next week. So, you know,
What is it last year we spent all the contingency before the end of the year?
I'd have to look at that, Commissioner. Your question was, when was the last time that we spent 100%?
All of it before we finished the physical?
Before the end, I would have to look at that. To find that.
yeah. I don't think we've ever, I mean, we're getting off, but I don't think we've ever spent all of it before the end of the year. In answer to your question, I don't remember.
Oh, I know we haven't. We were just asking a question. I wanted an answer. I just don't usually ask a question. That's why I know the answer.
Item 17, discussion possible action on approving an amendment 2022 budget to allow the appraisal district to keep surplus funds. Valverde County portion is $15,446.58, and Valverde County road and farm to market portion is $737.
Motion to deny.
Sir,
Motion to deny.
How does the appraisal board end up with surplus?
do I have either one second for discussion or something?
I'll
Motion.
second it for
Did you
discussion.
second it? Okay, I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores, answer to your question. They just did. They ended up with a surplus. They didn't spend everything that they thought was, that they budgeted for. They just ended up with a surplus.
Didn't they have one last year too?
We did last year and we gave it back.
Gave it back to them, and then they go up on their budget each year.
Going up on the taxes.
This year, they're going up on their budget again,
Yes.
and on top of keeping another $60-something thousand.
Right, and then if they do that, we're gonna have to come back with budget adjustments to facilitate the fourth quarter payment of approximately $11,000.
What do we, what do we have to facilitate? We're just not giving them the money to pay us back.
Well, their quarter, their.
Okay, so we just don't send them the whole amount, is what you're
And just tell them to take it out of this, out of the reserve?
No,
Is that-
I mean, we can't tell them. We're gonna have to send it to them and then we want this money back because they're separate items.
That's correct.
Yes.
Is that, okay.
Yeah, that's the only way we can handle it because right now we voted not to give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
We
Now,
haven't voted yet, but.
now they're holding this for the legal reserve for the funds.
I understand, but the legal reserve was created because they didn't pay attention and ended up not listening to the advice of the people that gave them compression.
They were, yeah, and that could be debated.
And last year, we gave them the money because of the legal deal, and then this year, they still didn't spend it, so now we're back at the same thing, I just think, you know, and then I've seen preliminary budgets for next year, and it's like, Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, whatever you guys wanna do, but the wind farm is never gonna keep you out of court.
Well, we're always gonna be in court, I understand that, but I mean, if we get to the point that we're continually having $60,000-$70,000 left over every year that they're keeping, so apparently they have more than enough money to defend whatever they need to defend.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion, but I guess if they fall short, then we'll have to deal with it when the time comes. As long as it's next year, we'll have money left in contingency.
There we go.
You're not letting that one go, are you?
Hell no.
Okay. I've got a motion, to keep, and I've got a second on the motion. All those in favor of keeping the money?
All right,
Aye. Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0, and I will get a letter to the appraisal district. We can send them something today, make sure that we send it. There was a vote. Item 18, discussion of possible action designating an officer to calculate the NNR and the VAR tax rate and be responsible for updating the property tax database according to the tax code 26.04 parentheses C. Last year, we put Ms. Garcia in charge of this. Basically, they're doing our tax rate. For
who under the statute's responsible? So we have to appoint.
Mhm. And we did it last year. Last year, we appointed Ms. Garcia. And it was Ms. Garcia, but Matt did go help, and she had help from tax and everybody else doing the tax rate.
So you're okay with it?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Motion to appoint Ms. Garcia.
Second.
Motion Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. 5-0 vote. Discussion possible action on special call meeting for August 9th. This is a process that we took last year. That way it gives time between the time, well, it gives her time to calculate, and then we can bring it back for the 9th. And on that meeting for the 9th, there'll be, agenda items for the proposed tax rate to set the hearings and go through that process.
Filed the budget yet?
No, sir. It will be filed this week. I hope.
Do we have a time frame from the filing
The
to when we can
15th.
do it?
Well, there's a time frame on, publishing, so if we can get in the next week, if we do the meeting next week, then what we'll do is that gives us, so many days to publish, and then you have to have hearings within 10 and 30 days. So in all reality, we will be hopefully adopting, the budget, sometime, in September, which looks like the first meeting in September, if everything works out right. We're throwing that out there. That's
Yes.
Okay.
I'm throwing that out there.
And we can't hold this if we don't have a filed budget.
Pardon?
We gotta have the budget filed before we can even discuss tax
Well, the
rates.
proposed, yes,
Yes.
the proposed has to be filed by, as the judge stated, August 15th.
Yeah.
And then from there, you have 25 days,
Because what I'm
25 days to
saying
have your
is,
public hearing.
We're gonna hold a meeting on the 9th, to discuss the tax rates,
Mhm.
but we don't have a filed budget to discuss it based off of.
But I think the judge has indicated that he'll have it.
Yes.
So I just wanna make sure it's gonna be filed so that we can actually have the discussion.
Otherwise, the meeting would have to be postponed.
Yes.
And when is it? The 9th, I'm sorry, is
Next Monday.
gonna be next
Tuesday.
Monday? Tuesday.
It should be Tuesday. I hope it's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We like Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesday, that's what it is.
All right.
Motion to set a special meeting for August 9th at 9 a.m. in this room.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye, 5-0. Item 20, discussion possible action on the use of Darrell Civic Center on August 31st for legislative conference. TAC is, called, individuals from TAC has called, want to know if we would want to host a conference here for other county judges. One of the things that did come up after we put Darrell Civic Center, was that, visiting with the city, the old San Felipe Country Club or whatever, that building there might be available, so if I could get permission to request either the Civic Center or the,
Motion to approve, authorize the judge to either request the Civic Center or the Old Country Club.
and what this is gonna do, they're talking probably, over 50 individuals that'll come in from different counties, to
Is
begin
there
that
gonna be any
process.
expenditures that you need to pay for any of this?
They said they were gonna pay for everything.
Okay.
So, it's all good. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against, motion carries 5-0. Item 21, if we could table that, maybe Mr. Sheedy will show up, because I wanted him to keep.
Motion to table, Judge?
Second.
Have a motion to table, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0, and we'll bring that back. He said he'd be here. Or not. Item 22, discussion possible action on approval of a resolution supporting the efforts of the county of Uvalde and the city of Uvalde. Resolution adopted July 11, 2022, requesting the Texas governor to call a special session of the Texas legislature to consider raising the age limit to purchase high-capacity rifles from the age of 18 to 21.
The county of Uvalde and the city of Uvalde passed a resolution, which is in y'all's packet, back in July, asking the governor to call a special session to raise the age limit. They use the word assault rifles. I don't like the word assault because the rifle can't assault, the individual does. But, I feel very strongly on this issue when it comes to what happened in Uvalde. We don't allow an 18-year-old to buy cigarettes. We don't allow an 18-year-old to drink. We don't allow an 18-year-old to purchase a handgun. I think they should have a right to buy a regular hunting rifle or shotgun or something, but just the thought that an 18-year-old can walk into a gun store, purchase two AR-15s, multiple hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and multiple clips, and walk into a school and do what happened in Uvalde is wrong on so many levels that it didn't raise one single red flag. It didn't capture anybody's attention whatsoever. is just wrong. You know, now I'm gonna have a lot of people, since I'm a Republican, that's gonna say I am anti-Second Amendment, and that is not the case. If they wanna call me anti-Second Amendment, so be it. If they wanna call me a rhino, so be it. I don't agree with the fact that an individual is able, at the age of 18 years old, to do what was done in Uvalde, Texas. I have children and grandchildren at these schools here, and I don't want to be the one that has to drive up there and identify my child, because we didn't attempt to do something, whatever it may be. Do I think this bill would ever pass? Absolutely not. Do I think there will be a special session? Absolutely not. But the people of Uvalde have a lot of friends and a lot of family in Delaware. And I believe the process that they're taking is the right process. This is not about gun control. I don't support banning all guns being bought by 18-year-olds. I think you should still be able to go buy a bolt-action rifle to go hunting, or a shotgun to go dove hunting. But just the simple fact that this didn't raise one single red flag whatsoever really, really bothers me, you know. And I've tossed this around for a while as to whether I would put it on the agenda or not, but I feel strongly enough about it that it's not right, and I don't want to be the one that has to go deal with this one day, and I don't want the rest of the parents in this community or any other community to have to deal with this. You know, we continue to blame it on mental health, but Texas is ranked dead last in mental health funding. And we continue to cut that budget. We blame it on everything else. You know, we've taken God out of our schools. We've taken God out of our government. We've taken discipline out of our schools. We've villainized our law enforcement and put our criminals on a pedestal, and then we wonder why stuff like this happens. It's wrong. Is this the answer to solve the problem? Probably not. There's a lot more work that has to be done. But something has to be done. I do not want to see this happen in Del Rio, Texas, or Comstock, or Eagle Pass, or Brackett, or any other school. We have to do something. And that's why I put this on the agenda. I think supporting Uvalde's efforts is the right thing to do. I don't think it is gun control in any form or fashion. I think it is simply doing what needs to be done to make sure that we protect the children in our school system. So I'm going to make a motion to approve the attached resolution and to send a copy to the governor's office, Lieutenant Governor, Speaker of the House, Senator Roland Gutierrez, Representative Morales, and Representative Tracy King. That's my motion.
Do I have a second?
Really a sad day.
I second it. Unbelievable.
Pray to God it's never your children.
I'm going to second it. I'm going to take a roll call vote. Commissioner Wardlaw, how do you vote?
No.
Commissioner Vasquez, how do you vote?
No.
Commissioner Nettleton, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Flores, how do you vote?
No.
I vote yes, motion fails. Item 23, discussion possible action to approve a $10,000 payment to South Texas Food Bank with the earlier item that was done. In moving money, there is funds, Commissioner Flores.
Yes, sir. The reason, we've got this on the agenda, Judge, is that, y'all know and the community knows that the food bank has tremendously helped this county, the city of Del Rio, the residents. And I just think that we need to show a token of appreciation, that we appreciate everything they are doing, they've done in the past, helping us with food. So I'll make a motion that we approve this $10,000 payment to South Texas Food Bank and to get the money out of contingency.
Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. Just to give a little bit of background on this, in the past 3 years, we received a letter. In the past 3 years, South Texas Food Bank has provided nearly 26 million pounds of food, totaling $45 million to the residents of Valverde County. Totals in pounds and dollar amount by the year. It's a lot. I'll give it to you so you can have it. Some of the other stuff that we were looking at, since we've been here, Commissioner Flores, since 2011, our dollar amount that what we've given them is I was looking it up. It's $216,000 what we've given them. Y'all know my stance on food. I think we should have a department to do it, not everybody doing it, just, their own departments. But I will tell you that we paid them $216,000 since 2011 at the rate of $18,000 a month for the last, or $18,000 a year for the last 12 years. And this $10,000, I think is a drop in the bucket for what they've done for us. Again, y'all know how I feel about this. I'm not against feeding people. I just think it should be centralized and have a department to do it. But again, this $10,000, I believe, is just a drop in the bucket, and it needs to be done for everything that they've done for us over the past 12 years, including the last 3 years that we've gone through so much crap. Have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 24, discussion of possible action to authorize county judge to send a letter to support the City of Del Rio for the Texas Military Preparedness Commission DIAG application for the Human Performance Training Center at Laughlin. This right here, we have, I think, 5 different grants that we're doing right now that we've taken the lead on. We had a meeting with the city, last week. To try to figure out who would take the lead on this one. Just because we're already working with 5 different grants, I didn't want to get the county in a bind that these things we'd end up paying funds, and then they all sort of ball up on us. So the city did step up. Want to thank them for that, and they're going to take the lead on this grant here. It's probably about a $3 to $4 million grant. So we just need a letter. We just need to support a letter supporting their efforts, and basically just support them. So lots of words. Do I have a motion for a letter of support?
I will make a motion.
Commissioner Wardlaw made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 4-0. Commissioner Nettleton stepped down. Item 25, discussion possible action for approval to expend $9,905 from capital expenditure funds that was set aside for the lights to upgrade the entire electrical system at the county attorney's building, 207 East Lozoya. We had set aside $35,000 to do lights at the courthouse, and then do lights, redo all the lights at the Fitzpatrick building. Both those funds have already been, the lights at the courthouse, that money has been spent, they've been put up. The fixtures for the Fitzpatrick, they have been encumbered. This money here is some money that was left over, and we need your permission if you're okay doing it. If y'all have ever looked in the panel outside over here, the panel box does not have a cover on it, and it's just dangerous.
I'll make a motion to approve, Judge.
Good morning, Judge.
Are you
Judge.
there?
I just,
Yes, I'm here. On that line item, it's actually building maintenance capital, because that money has already been moved into, was transferred into building maintenance. I put the general capital expenditure fund.
So the
It's the building
35,000,
maintenance.
we've moved it over to
Yes.
building maintenance, okay. But it's still the same
Yes.
35,000 and the whole speech that I
It's
just
still
went.
the same,
Okay.
yes.
Commissioner Flores, made the motion.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Nettleton, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 26, discussion and possible action for approval to expend $18,375 from Courthouse Security Fund to purchase 5 computers and 5 APC battery backups to replace outdated, is it VI or 6 viewing stations for law enforcement.
Is there money left in that?
Yeah, 57,000.
And this is gonna go where? Sure.
It's, these, computers,
Go
they're
ahead.
the, 5 computers that are located at the courthouse where the bailiffs sit. The,
Our
district
courthouse?
courthouse, yes,
Yeah.
our
What's wrong with
courthouse
the ones
here.
that are there?
They're outdated.
And at the sheriff's office, and then at the Fitzpatrick building.
And they're not in our computer replacement plan?
These weren't.
No. Motion to approve.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 27, discussion possible action for approval to expend $1,118.50 for courthouse security fund to purchase 1 door camera for the main courthouse.
Motion to approve.
A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 28, discussion possible action for approval to expend $623.69 from JP Security Fund to, purchase 1 cell phone locker storage for the 2nd floor of the Fitzpatrick Building, 309 Mill Street.
Why do we need a locker storage for a cell phone?
This will, it'll be cell phones, and then if they need to put some guns or whatever, they can put that in there too. It's basically the storage that,
Well, it's like the one we have.
yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
Yes.
Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 29, discussion possible action to approve and allocate funds from contingency to purchase Motorola radios precincts 1, 2, 4, cost to requested radio purchase precincts, $47,062.82. There's no more
I'll
money.
make a motion to take this out of the money that we have in COs, the $1 million that we have remaining in COs, to capital expenditure.
Yeah, we're gonna have to think about that real quick.
What's it
Asset
for?
life, so our asset life has to be at least as long as,
So what's the time frame on this?
I don't know what the radios are, I don't know what the asset life is in the radios, I can go to the
Most of
sheriff.
the
I can
radios
check
are
that
gonna
out.
last for a while.
Yeah, that would probably not be a good place,
ARPA.
absolutely.
Okay with that?
Or 90, we wait 60 days and we open.
Yeah, let's get
budget.
his paid before we piss it
Or
off.
we wait 60 days.
Motion to
and
approve out of ARPA.
Wait 60 days and open up the budget.
I mean, we've waited long enough. I think we could wait for 60 days.
Yeah, we've waited 10 months,
Oh, yeah.
so. Or not, you know, hey, sorry.
I mean, whatever.
Make a motion to approve out of ARPA.
Judge,
Okay, which account out
Judge,
of
this,
The,
this amount
broadband
also,
account.
needs,
the broadband?
this
account?
amount also needs to include 1 more radio.
Huh?
Well, let's just do this one. We're good. I appreciate it. We're good.
Okay.
Let's figure this one out.
Okay.
I do have a motion, to come out of ARPA. There is several different accounts, in ARPA.
Take it out of broadband account.
I have a motion,
They
Commissioner.
need these radios, we have fires and stuff, and we can't communicate, it ain't gonna function, so.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner, Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. That's pretty cool. Or we can. Item 30, discussion possible action to approve the issuance of 3 hotspots and to add 7 new lines for the following: 3 for county court at law staff and 4 SIM cards for the sheriff's office new LPRs.
Move.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 31, discussion possible action to appoint a committee to evaluate and score REPs for the 22-07 irrigation system for Apiaga and Jesse Cardenas Park, and to authorize county judge to sign the contract if one shall be awarded and upon review from county attorney.
Motion.
Second. It says to appoint a committee. Commissioner Wardlaw, you want to appoint somebody like Carlos, yourself, and maybe Melissa? Perfect. That'll work. Is that part of your motion?
Second, accept.
All right. Commissioner Wardlaw, motion. Commissioner Flores, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Item 32, discussion possible action in regards to receiving non-responsive bid for the Alcoa dirt and grade work bid 22-09. Melissa? We didn't get no bids?
No bids.
Okay, and then on the dirt work for the actual Alcoa field, because it was put together, my understanding there was, so the bid for Alcoa field, we can go get the dirt for the actual field because, and there were some vendors on it, and I think the cost is below what our threshold is. You've already reached out to a couple of individuals, and then, go ahead, I'll let you talk.
No, that's okay. I have reached out to a couple, but I haven't received the quotes yet
Okay.
on that.
So on the dirt for the field, the Alcoa field, if we get the dirt, then we can get it hauled and then get it spread, hopefully in-house.
I'll spread it, I just need the dirt, so you can make arrangements
Okay.
to get the quote, to get the dirt,
Yes.
green black dirt?
I am making arrangements for that.
So what do you
Yes.
need us to do here? I'll make a motion to authorize you to find, since nobody's responsive, to find anybody that can haul the dirt and provide screen black dirt for the Alcoa field and to do a purchase order.
How much dirt are we talking about? Is it a lot?
It's
5,500 cubic.
It's like
No,
55.
the 5,000 was for the bottom.
the top one.
We're talking about the base on top,
Less than 2,000.
but it's actually dirt.
The screen black dirt is not.
100 loads.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton. I have a second.
Second, Judge.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. I'm just gonna throw this out there. If we set some money aside, maybe to help these precincts get done with the bottom. We're gonna set more money aside? Okay.
Yeah, busy.
It's
Still like
I'm
in
just
church.
throwing it out there
Up,
before I
down,
take
up,
a
down.
vote on this, okay? Because it has to deal with the bottom portion.
Mhm.
If we were to set some money aside, which we already had money in the $500,000 that we set aside for fairgrounds and parks. If we were to set some money aside to help the commissioners haul material and then blade it, that way it doesn't take away from their, from what they're doing, and when it does, maybe it sort of helps them pay for their manpower and everything else, because this isn't part of what they usually do. Is that acceptable? I'm just asking if that's legal.
Out of where?
We have money, and $500,000 that we took and we put in for parks and for fairgrounds.
You're talking inside the American Rescue Plan?
Yes.
Yes.
And my deal is though that it's really hard, and I think both y'all have been sharing the brunt of everything, especially you. But it's difficult to keep asking them to go, even though it's all county, and I know I'm gonna get some people saying, well, it's all county, they should go for all that shit, but we're past that. They all work and have a lot of projects that are going on within their precincts.
Mhm.
So it's real difficult to keep asking them to come back and spend more and more time on this project, without being compensated because they are using money out of their own budget. Right? Is that?
It's not my issue is not about the money. It's about that I spend a lot of time doing it and I don't see anybody else really working on it, and I'm tired of doing it. That's my issue. It has nothing to do with the cost of fuel or anything else. If this is a county project, these are county facilities, and I don't see all four of us working on it.
I think all precincts should participate though.
Well, I think they should,
I think they
but I don't see them doing it. But, you know, I mean, we have a parks department, I don't see them out there either, so, I mean,
Would y'all mind if Don will scout with y'all this week? To set up a schedule?
Judge, I've got a question, and I've been wanting to ask this for a long time.
Ask it.
Ball fields are in precinct 4.
Mhm.
Who's in charge of those fields?
Parks department,
Parks.
Okay, so he's the one that should be calling the shots out there. Well, I mean, you know,
So what are you saying?
well, what I'm saying is, who's in charge?
Parks department, it's under the Parks department.
All right, okay, that's what I wanted to know. I mean, that way, I mean, if
you
he
want me
needs
to-
help, he needs to come to us and.
Parks Department is asking that all precincts
I
participate.
mean, if you want me to stop helping to get this Alcoa field bill, I'll be more than glad to do that.
Well, we need to make sure that,
You know, I don't actually see.
that
the
who's
Parks
in charge
Department
and
doing
who's
much
not.
of it.
Well, I can tell you that, Parks is in charge, but nothing's been done. The 2 precincts that have done the most work have been precinct 3 and precinct 2. That's the way it is. If we need to run it directly through, Parks, and you would feel better, I think we'd all,
no, I would feel better if it was under the supervision of precinct 4. It's in precinct 4, under my supervision, and I would work and fix it.
You want it?
I would take care of it.
you okay with that?
No, but, I mean.
No. You want it?
Some extra help, yeah, no, I'll take care of it.
For what you wish.
We can give it to you right
I
now.
mean, I'll fix it up.
There's a grant down there that you need to
I'll
finish
figure it
out
out.
and all that kind of
But I'm
stuff.
gonna need-
There's a meeting at 1:30 today on that grant.
And you just brought it up, Commissioner, and this isn't throwing rocks. It is in your precinct.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so it is in your precincts, but I've had 2 previous fights, and I'm trying real hard not to just make everybody mad again. But it is in your precinct. So I don't care who the hell works on it, we just need to get it done. It's an embarrassment.
Let's build up contingency in this coming fiscal year, and we can start working on it
Do what?
very hard. Build up contingency this coming fiscal year.
We do need to get it done.
No, we need to. I mean, people ask me every day pretty much, hey, what's going on over there, man? I mean, isn't that part of your precinct? And, I said, yeah, but since I came as a commissioner, somebody else supervised that, not Commissioner Ortiz back then. And that's been.
We just need to get it done. You're willing to help? You're willing to get it done?
We'll talk about it later.
I'm
willing to help.
It's sitting in your
That's
precinct, but
control
you have to
of
send
precinct 4.
anybody to help, so, I mean, you know. But it sits in your precinct, but you have to send anybody to help do it. But, yeah.
So what y'all wanna do, vendors?
It's just,
I wanna finish the Alcoa field, because we got a grant, we need to get it done. I just need the dirt so I can finish the field.
Okay, you take care of the
Y'all
field?
do whatever the hell y'all want.
Y'all take care of the field? You take care of the
That's
field?
what I'm waiting, just waiting on the
Okay.
dirt.
Melissa will get bids and we will get you dirt, as soon as possible before the
Okay.
week's out, we will get quotes,
All right.
all right? Three of y'all figure out what to do on the bottom,
Figured it.
see? Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Y'all work on that?
Yeah,
Sure. Say. And again, I threw out the deal about the dollars, I don't think, $100 a load to haul sand, set $25,000 aside for somebody to go blade it, I don't care, we just need to get it done. We good with that? Okay, I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, this was on the dirt for the Alcoa field where the baseball field is actually at. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 33, discussion possible action regarding receiving non-responsive bid to renovate grandstands at the county fairgrounds, bid number 22-10. Melissa, I'm gonna be quiet, I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
Well, on this one, I would like to go ahead and put it out to rebid. I did have some potential vendors that wanted to bid, but just couldn't for some reason or another at that time.
Okay, you need a motion to rebid.
You do have the interest though, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You do have interest.
You did have people
Yes.
call in that were interested in it?
Yes,
Answer
I
that,
do.
Yes.
I did.
I make a motion this be tabled,
Whose precinct does this sit in?
rebid.
This one's in yours. To, make a motion to rebid it.
Right.
I'll second that, Judge.
A motion to rebid Commissioner Wardlaw. Second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? One abstention. 4 yes, 0 against, and I abstain. Item 34, discussion of possible action on approval to transfer one new desk from district attorney to purchasing and authorize $167.99 to be moved to the district attorney's BPU OLS grant account from purchasing office supply account.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
What are we doing? We're selling a desk?
The desk would not fit in the district attorney's.
Yes, it's a new one that they have there.
Did we not have a tape measure?
What was that?
Did we have a tape measure before they bought it?
Oh, that, no comment.
Yeah, it was. That was.
You're gonna buy it instead of her.
I'm buying it from them because it's new.
Yes, yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on inventory and OLS. We will refund that grant.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton. Second, somebody. Second.
Well, I didn't make the motion, but.
Oh, did you?
sorry.
No,
that's fine. I'll second it.
No, you got it, because we're really
No, it's
playing,
okay.
we're playing good together, and I don't.
It's all right. No, but
You seconded.
Yeah, he seconded it.
Vasquez seconded?
Second, Judge.
Well, y'all need to speak up.
All this commotion going on there.
Well, you wrote more notes than I did. I'm sorry. It was, a motion was made by Commissioner Flores. It was seconded by Commissioner Vasquez, and now we're gonna take a vote. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't hear you. I didn't do it on purpose.
no problem.
Discussion of possible action to transfer the chipper, the lead boy and oil distributor to precinct 4 from precincts 1, 2, and 3.
Which one?
These are the old ones. I hope.
No, it's a new one.
That ain't what this
That
said.
one's a new one.
That ain't what this is.
No.
No, it's the old ones, they're old, they're beat up, I mean, they're starting to fall apart again, and, I'm fixing to spend quite a bit of money on them.
Motion to approve transferring the old, chip spreader, Levoy and old distributor precinct 4.
Second. Thank you.
Juan, you second?
I'll say.
You did. I have a motion, have a second.
Second, Judge.
No, Flores.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 36, discussion possible action on an amendment Texas Trojans baseball camp lease. Mr. Adrian Gomez would like the event date changed to, August 6, 2022, originally approved in court, July 5th, 2022.
Motion to approve.
Second.
They have insurance, right?
They will. I'm sure, because it's your plan.
If they'll show up with a horse, they will just have it.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 37, discussion possible action on approving installation of a 200 amp 20 space outside panel at Valverde County Fairgrounds. It was originally approved in court on, August 26, 2022. I think the way it was approved in court, that the people that, our employees would be installing it, if I'm not mistaken. And this one, we're just asking to be approved that we can get somebody else to install it.
Motion.
Have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second. Commissioner Nettleton, all those in favor? Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item 38, discussion possible action on approval of a lease between Valverde County and Monster Truck Wars on behalf of Ron Woodridge.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 39, discussion possible action on authorization to accept the 2020 sheriff's and constable fees report. Second. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item 40, if we can table that until after executive session.
Second.
Have a motion to table, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item 41. Did a good job there, Sheriff. Item 41, Human Resource Report from July 20th, 22 through August 2nd.
Motion to approve. They're all in compliance?
Yes, sir. Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? No. Nobody's against. Motion carries 5-0. Item 42, closed session.
You want to go back, because apparently they're not going to show up. So
Who's it?
it's 10 o'clock. I mean,
Item 21, discussion possible action on adopting a resolution on the city's creation of a tax increment reinvestment zone, a TERS, along the proposed loop extension to the Second International Bridge.
I met with the city, Carlos, do you have those maps? I met with the city's consultants. They want to go out in the county, create a tax TERS along Las Brisas and then down into the Vega, and then ask us to take our tax dollars and give it to them so they can go build a Second International Bridge. They have taxed their people to death, now they want to come out in the county and tax our people to death on a project that I don't even think they can afford. And I don't believe it's right that the people outside the city limits should have to pick up the tab for a project the city wants to do. And so this resolution is to oppose the city's creation of this TRIZ. I don't know if these guys know what their plans are. This affects my precinct and Commissioner Flores' precinct.
I'll second this, Commissioner Nettleton,
They want all of those people in them colored areas out there in the county. They want us to collect the taxes off of it, give it to them so they can go fund their Second International Bridge that is going to cost the taxpayers somewhere in the vicinity of $190 to $200+ million. And the people inside the city better get ready too, because once they build it, they're gonna lose the $4 million that they're collecting for the general fund off the existing bridge, and that takes about an 18 to 20 cent tax increase to make up. I don't believe these people should be responsible to pay for this. If the city wants to build it, they need to figure out how to build it based off of revenues, not off of these people out here in the county. So that my motion is to oppose the creation of it and to work with the county attorney's office to make sure that we have everything in order to oppose the creation of this TRIZ.
second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. We will be having, I think, a meeting tomorrow with the city, one a little after lunch with Commissioner Nettleton and myself, and then another one at 3-something with the city with Commissioner Flores and myself.
What really upsets me about this is I met with their consultants and told them that I didn't agree with it, that we should sit down and have a conversation with us in the city before they did anything else, and they decided on their own to just go ahead and send out letters to every person out there to tell them what they were gonna do, which showed very little respect for what our wishes are. I think it is completely and utterly inexcusable for the city not to have these conversations with the county and then expect us to come to the table and come up with solutions for their problems.
We visited with the mayor, I guess, a week after, he was elected. Visited with him, Mr. Sheedy, Mr. Quintanilla, and Carlos was there, Tom was there, myself. And we went over several projects, this being one of them. And in that conversation, the whole idea is that we would have a meeting, the city, county, before anything was done. I guess Friday before last is when the letters went out, right?
It was the day after I had met with the consultant on what they wanted to do, and I told them I would not support it, that we needed to come up with a different option. He said he would take it back to the city. Apparently he took it back to the city, and they decided to proceed anyway, whether we had a conversation with them or not.
And we did meet with the consultants, or I did talk to them that one Friday after the letters had been sent out. Visited with him, visited with John, visited with Mayor, and the consultant told me that the city had told them to send the letter. After visiting with the other two, they said that wasn't the case, which, in my opinion, like I had the email that I sent them, it's just, there's no trust, especially when, we visit, we're gonna have the meetings, it's up to them, give us some dates so we can go ahead and call a meeting. That was never done. We had this conversation, like I told him, SL 79, before we got here, that was in the process because we had talked about a second international bridge. But the county had a transportation committee set up. We set aside money to partner with the city because we were bringing them in. We got pushed over to one side. They didn't want nothing to do with us. And again, for them to go out and try to, whether it be annexed, collect a tax off individuals out here, it just doesn't make sense. We continually have a battle with them that they want to annex more, but they can't take care of what they got with the tax that they collect.
It's just awful ironic that we can find millions of dollars to hire a consultant to do this project, but we can't find the money to buy backup generators so that this community doesn't run out of water. That we can buy backup generators so that our sewer treatment plants still function. And now we're having to cut water so people can't water their yards or do anything because we don't have alternative water sources as the spring levels start dropping. But we can find millions of dollars to go play this game instead of provide the services that we need to provide to our community.
Well, we have a motion. Commissioner Nettleton for the resolution. Are we okay? Y'all whispering.
Is there, y'all done some research on this, or I've asked John?
And John has, I don't have it.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Once y'all get it, if you can get it to the court, I've asked them to make sure to go through all of the statutes related to the city's ability to create a TERS and what our authority is or isn't. So they're working on putting that together so that we can deal with whatever issues in case the city decides to force this issue.
I'm sitting here thinking of clean words and I can't come up.
And I'm the only one.
Yeah, we will have a meeting tomorrow, hopefully.
At 3:30.
And I think y'all have been emailed already, so hopefully we'll have a meeting with the city and try to iron this shit out.
You did invite the city to this meeting, correct?
Yes. And I was told that somebody would be here. I have a motion from Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. I'm going to go read the executive session today. Item 42, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A 551.071, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege, B 551.071, parentheses 1, parentheses A, contemplated litigation, C 551.072 regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter. D 551.073 regarding a negotiated contract, lease, or value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter. Folks, we'll take a little break. If y'all will please give us the room to go in executive session. Matt, Sheriff, if y'all want to stay, a little bit. Thank y'all. We're late. Shit. Court, come back into session. It is 11 o'clock. Court, come back into session. We're going to go to revisit item 22, discussion possible action on approval of a resolution supporting the efforts of the County of Uvalde and City of Uvalde resolution adopted on July 11th, 2022. I'm not going to read the rest. I make a motion to revisit item 22. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Motion made by the county judge, second by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
What are we revisiting? What are we doing?
Discussion possible action on approval of a resolution supporting the efforts of the County of Uvalde and the City of Uvalde. Again, I'm going to read the rest. Do you want to make a motion to adopt it?
I will make a motion to adopt the resolution as written.
I'll second that.
Motion Nettleton, second Vasquez. Take a roll call vote. Commissioner Warlaw, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Vasquez,
I vote yes.
Nettleton,
Yes.
Flores,
Yes.
myself, motion passes 5-0. Do you want to revisit the other one? He's here? You want to talk about item 21?
We already went through it, but,
Sorry, I'm late. I'm doing the SARNs and a couple other issues.
I mean, we already voted to adopt a resolution opposing the creation of the proposed TRIZ. I guess you need to call the item before we have a conversation.
Good. Thank you.
Is there still discussion, Judge? Can I?
We're gonna bring it back up so you can talk.
I'm gonna walk out. You go ahead. You're it.
I will, bring back item number 21, discussion possible action on adopting a resolution on the city's creation of a tax increment reinvestment zone along the proposed loop extension to the Second International Bridge. We had voted to adopt a resolution opposing the creation of this TRIZ. The city manager, John Sheedy, has shown up and he wishes to talk, so we will allow him the opportunity to speak on this issue.
Commissioners, thank you. Commissioner Court, happy to be here. John Sheedy, City Manager. And I apologize a little bit late, just a lot of stuff going on with our stage 2 and trying to get some things moving this morning. But the main thing I wanted to relay to the court is that the TERS is one of the options that could be contemplated for funding the project. And but there are other options that are certainly going to be discussed. We're really looking forward to. I know that when we had the kickoff of the second phase of the International Bridge, right after I came in August of last year. Of course, we didn't include the county in that, and it was kind of just oversight. It was the county wasn't involved. If y'all remember, at the end of where we left off before, I immediately called the judge and let him know that we absolutely wanted to work with the county, that we were going to schedule some meetings to sit down with you guys, so we could all make sure we're all on the same page. Of course, that was during the transition for the mayor, and we waited for our new mayor to come in. We've been working to get these meetings set up. The meetings have been set up now for tomorrow. But I guess the main thing that I want to relay is that This was a plan that was implemented. The route was selected maybe 6 or 7 years ago. It's been quite some time. So, that route, we're trying to determine if we can make some minor adjustments, what we can do. A lot of discussions we still need to have there. I do want to acknowledge that some letters were sent out, and there was kind of a breakdown in communications. We had met with our consultant from S&G, which is Bill Calderon, and he was talking about meeting with the judge and with the Commissioner Nettleton, and we were wanting to, the mayor and I were hoping that we would be able to meet with the judge and the commissioner first so we could talk about these things. At the end of that discussion, he said that he already had a meeting scheduled with Commissioner Nettleton, and we said, well, certainly go ahead and continue with that if it's scheduled. But at that meeting, I asked that we just kind of hold off on everything else. He did send down a letter, an email, after that meeting stating that in a week, in a week or more, he would be sending out letters to everyone. And I read that, but my perception was that he was talking about a week or 10 days after we've been able to have our meeting with the judge, excuse me, and the commissioner that we've been talking about trying to have. But anyway, he went ahead and sent out the letters. I believe 180 letters were sent out. He's been talking to property owners. I talked to him this morning. I think he's talked to 16 property owners. He says that, as far as his discussions, they've been very positive. He felt that everything was there's still just a lot of discussions we have to have. We understand that, we're not trying to lock anybody into anything. We really want to include the county. We want to be involved with y'all. And again, that's why we have the meeting set up for tomorrow. But as far as the TERS, like I say, that's just one of the financing options that I understand would be possibly utilized.
I look forward to the meeting with y'all to have these discussions. What I guess really upset me is when I met with the consultant, I told him I wouldn't support this, but that I thought we all needed to get in a room and figure out what those options everybody could live with were. And I got the impression that was going to happen before anything else did. And then all of a sudden we send out a whole bunch of letters and everybody's like, what the heck's going on? And,
yes,
it kind of put us in a position that made it difficult for us to have to deal with because we haven't had these conversations with y'all about what's your plan, where are we going, what's the ideal. I understand that Secondary International Bridge and that route was determined. I worked very hard to make sure that the right-of-way was there, all those things, long time ago. But I think we should have had a lot more conversations before we got to where we're at today, and we wouldn't have found ourselves in this position. It has kind of backed us in a corner, in my opinion, without us having these. And I got the impression from the meeting I had with him that we're all going to get together and come up with what we can all live with and what we can't, and then we wouldn't have to deal with this. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, I'm going to say who did what, we wound up where we're at. So it kind of pushed us in a position to have to take, or at least me, to put this on the agenda and take action that wasn't one of the options we were going to support. I'm not saying there's not one we won't, but that was not one of them at this stage because we don't really have all the details about what's going on out there. We have a general idea, you want to build a bridge out there, we understand that, but there's a whole lot of work that has to happen before it gets done.
And again, we had conversations, and I said earlier before you were here, Mr. Sheedy, first of all, I want to thank you for coming. Appreciate it. It means a lot for you to show up. We had this conversation last week, and you know, when you offered to show up, I said, I think this shows that we're willing to work together. But y'all did create a shitstorm for us. And tomorrow we have a meeting. I was advised a little while ago that can't have it with the way I set it up because it'd be a real storm. My attorney explained it to me a little while ago. So it will be a meeting with Commissioner Nettleton y'all and myself.
Okay.
And then Commissioner Flores has asked me if I would go ahead and step in, and meet with y'all. My discussion with y'all all the time has been, what's out there right now. If they don't want to be annexed, we're going to push real hard, I think. I think the court would agree that we're going to push real hard that you don't annex them and to charge them another tax. And we've already had this discussion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't much agree with that either. We're here to help. We just need to make sure that the individuals that, and we represent people that are inside and outside the city limits as a county. But right now, the ones that are outside the city limits, that they don't get taken advantage of. That's our job. Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow. I don't know, Commissioner Flores, if you have any comments or anything. I know that you've been concerned also about any type of annexation and make sure those individuals don't get charged another tax. I mean, that's always been your concern. I don't know if you have anything else, Commissioner.
Well, yes, Judge, my concern is that down there in that area where y'all want to build the bridge, it's all ranchitos. It's, rural areas. I mean, there's no water. I mean, we're getting over there with the water, city water, but there's no sewer and nobody's going to appreciate the city doing annexation in that area, especially me. So, I wouldn't vote in favor of anything like that or agree with y'all on anything like that. So if y'all can just leave those people alone and deal with the one where the bridge is gonna go through. That's
Yes,
it.
sir. No, I understand. I think the main thing is, again, I want to reiterate that the letters going down, and I apologize. I'm not trying to make an excuse. My perception was we were clear on what we were doing and what was going to happen. Everything was going to be delayed till after the meeting. However, the letters, they're not committing anybody to anything. All it is just information. And again, these letters were, the decision for the letters, was made, years ago whenever the route was selected. Like our consultant says, that's the next thing they do is they just send the letters out. Certainly, I regret that we didn't have a chance to meet before that. But I think that as far as all the homeowners, property owners that have received a letter, we still have time. We're still going to sit down with the county. We're very excited. We're anxious to work through this. And we'll try and meet it's a two-way street, and we'll try and meet y'all's concerns. We hear your concerns. We don't know how to address a lot of those either. We're new at this too. We're still waiting on the consultants, how we approach this, what our options are going to be. But I know I talked to the judge the other day, and I really appreciate his comments about, we're going to work together and find a way. I think that's what we all have to commit to doing. It's been sitting on the back burner for a long time. I understand that the county was involved earlier. I was on council, and I understand that things kind of took a turn that caused some possible resentment and some other issues. And I wish that we didn't have to.
Resentment's not the word that I'd use, but okay.
Well, Mr. Sheedy, I guess just frustrations, but.
That line was a cuss word. But either way, John, Mr. Sheedy, I really do appreciate you coming. We've got a meeting set up tomorrow.
Okay.
And again, I just can't thank you enough for showing up.
Thank you. And again, I'm apologizing.
I appreciate it. Got one thing to say, Mr. Sheedy, communication is part of this process for to be able to work down the road.
Yes.
We need to know, we need to be in the loop of what y'all are doing, what
Yes,
y'all
sir.
plan to do. And, do y'all still have the same consultant?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
You know my opinion. But either way,
And we'll have a discussion.
I really do. Thank you so
No,
much.
thank y'all very much. Like I said, we're looking forward to finding a way. We want to sit down with the county, and again, it's just taken so long to get that meeting set up. We've been trying to get it. I know the judge knows. I've talked to him a couple times, and.
Y'all just pick a date.
Is your consultant gonna be there tomorrow or just y'all?
We will have him there. Yeah.
Well, that could be interesting.
Or we can hold off and we can.
No, I mean, I'd like them in the room.
Yeah, I think it's probably best.
I just wondered if they were gonna be there. Okay, well, I look forward to the meeting and we'll see where we go.
And I think we're going to be able to come up with solutions, John. I really do. I mean, we were able to work through immigrants, pandemic, immigrants, winter storm, more immigrants, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's part of the show, but Commissioner Flores just hit on it, you know, it's a lot easier, and we know that. If we all know what, you know, we're all tight at the hip, so if we know, the right hand knows what the left hand's doing, you know, it's just a lot easier.
Absolutely. And I think, thinking about this, I think I'll ask our consultant and we'll coordinate with him to create like a weekly report of what's going on. We'll put together a schedule of what's pending and what we've done, so we can share that with the court and y'all can, we can.
It would be helpful, because, I mean, when y'all first sent surveyors out there, I was getting phone calls, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck anybody's out there surveying for.
Yeah.
You know, and so it would be helpful, because they're gonna call us,
Yeah.
and, you know, that's just the reality of how it works.
I understand, Commissioner.
It's a lot easier to tell them what's going on than say, I don't have a clue, let me find out.
Yes, sir.
And for right now, that Vega, it's private land. Y'all go in there, y'all only got permission.
We got a lot of private land to deal with.
I really do.
Thank y'all. We look forward to sitting down with y'all, Judge and Commissioners, and we'll find a way. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. You feeling better? John? You feeling better?
Oh, yes, sir.
A little bit?
Thank you. I am. I'm a little tired, but,
Everything's good?
yeah. COVID is bad, but COVID, when you have, as you guys know, you have all this work in front of you, it's worse.
Yeah, and we're a little bit older too. so- Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Citizens comments? Citizens, what do we have?
40.
Huh?
40.
I was leaving. Yeah.
I'm a little hungry myself.
I wasn't hungry, I just, Jesus Christ. Guess I put on my glasses, so I don't think I'm reading. Item 40, discussion, discussion of a possible agreement to provide security at San Luis Maduro Consolidated Independent School Districts.
I will make a motion to authorize the sheriff and the county attorney to work a agreement with the school district for Valverde County to assist in providing deputies at the campuses they requested, and to authorize the sheriff to start Monday morning, the first day of school, while we finalize that negotiation.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Four. Huh? Where you come from? Jesus Christ, he's sneaky.
Who seconded that?
Oh, motion carries. He ain't walking back in. 4-0. Let it be known that Commissioner Flores stepped out to go to the restroom. I keep fumbling. Item 43, Commissioners' comments. None. Item 44, Judges' comments. Thank y'all. Item 45, meeting's adjourned. Y'all have a good day.